The Chicago PD Season 12 opener, which shows intelligence working on many investigations until settling one before the hour is done, may have also subtly hinted at the upcoming major nemesis on the show. Following Hank Voight's near-death experience and Tracy Spiridakos' departure from the role of Haley Upton in the Chicago PD Season 11 finale, the NBC police procedural returns for its 12th season. As a result, in the latest episodes, the intelligence unit is going through major adjustments. Many characters are already under a lot of stress, while they look for Upton's successor. Adding one more character to the program probably won't make things any better. In the Season 12 premiere of Chicago Police, the intelligence unit is faced with more investigations than they can manage. Following Upton's departure and his delusions about Alvin Olinsky in the Chicago PD Season 11 finale, Voight is immersing himself in his profession and pulling everyone else down with him. The first episode mostly centers on Voight's difficulties while other people are concerned about him. But there's a scene in the first episode that makes it seem like Voight's life is going to get much worse because of a new character. In the startling Chicago Police Season 12 opener, Adam Ruzek makes a brief reference to Charlie Reid, the CPD's new deputy chief, saying that he is investigating each section, but isn't really given any attention until Reid shows up. Towards the conclusion of the hour, he announces himself to Voight and the other members of intelligence at the crime site. Reid doesn't say anything blatantly suspicious, but Voight's response in the scenario suggests that Shawn Hatosy's persona is more complex than first meets the eye. In the first scene of Chicago PD Season 12, Episode 1, Reid approaches Voight as he still has blood from Rabbit on his hands. Reid reveals that he heard the call over the radio and wanted to see the intelligence unit while they were in action, giving him a handkerchief to wipe his hands. Voight and Reid have a brief talk, during which Reid compliments Voight on his efforts on the case. However, the sergeant observes the new Chicago PD Season 12 character with mistrust and anxiety in his eyes as Reid leaves Voight to present himself to Ruzek, Kevin Atwater, Dante Torres, and Emily Martell. Given Voight's mental condition, it won't come as a surprise if Reid ends up being Chicago PD Season 12's big bad. Although if he says he's okay, it's obvious that he's not. Voight seemed to be on the verge of going back to his former habits and disobeying morality at work. Given the likelihood of Voight's past resurfacing in Season 12, it stands to reason that the CPD and Voight's employer would serve as the next villain on the One Chicago television series. As was already established, Reid's introduction on 1099 was questionable. Upon meeting and examining Reid, Voight felt as though alarms were going off in his mind. It's also strange that Reid decided to stop by and meet intelligence while they were still recovering from a challenging case, even though he happened to be nearby. For crying out loud, Voight still had blood on his hands. However, Hatosy is a recurrent cast member on Chicago PD Season 12. Thus, more information about Reid and whether or not he is a true adversary will probably be revealed in upcoming episodes. The central conflict in most of the finest seasons of Chicago Police is around intelligence going up against a villain who is meant to be on their side, such as Denny Woods. Regretfully, the program hasn't addressed Chicago politics in a meaningful way in a long time. But if Reid is big bad for Season 12, the NBC police procedural may make a comeback to its former splendor. Reid's character and narrative may be explored in great detail by the authors, which will result in an exciting and suspenseful season. It would be the best play for the program to put Voight and the rest of intelligence against Reid. Perhaps fans can rely on the writers to, hopefully, make this season the best one in a long time, which includes designating Reid as the villain, given how shockingly the Chicago PD Season 12 opener concluded.